What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We got the 2024 presidential election coming up in November. The presumptive Democratic nominee is the sitting president, Joe Biden. He'll be going against former president and presumptive Republican nominee, Donald J. Trump, who is currently facing 91 criminal charges. Nevertheless, Donald J. Trump, from recent polls, is leading Joe Biden in all the battleground states. We have 7 battleground states. And let me give you guys a little bit of education in presidential politics. I'm here in the great state of Texas, and I'm gonna vote Democrat, but it really don't matter. The reason why it don't matter because I'm living in a ruby red state of Texas, and it's gonna go to Donald J. Trump. It's a foregone conclusion. It's gonna go to Donald J. Trump. Just like the Golden State, California, that's gonna go to Joe Biden. You probably got some Republicans living in California, and they gonna vote for Donald J. Trump, and it ain't gonna matter. It's gonna go to Joe Biden. New York. They call New York the media capital of the United States. It is the #1 state as far as population. It's got the most amount of people living in that state of all the 50 states. They have the highest population, the great state of New York. That's gonna go to Joe Biden. I'm sure they got a lot of Republicans living in New York, but it ain't gonna matter. It's gonna come down to 7 states, and recent polls suggest that Donald Trump is leading 6 of the battleground states that's gonna decide the next president of the United States that will serve the term in the years of 2024 to 2028. With all that being said, those 7 states that is going to decide the next president, and right now those states again are trending toward Donald Trump. Joe Biden, I think, dropped the ball. And it ain't got nothing to do with Donald J. Trump. It's got to do with Robert F Kennedy, who's running as an independent. But before he went and ran as an independent, he was running for the Democratic nominee. Joe Biden and his team decided to ignore him, not have any debates with him, basically act like he doesn't exist. But I bet you they know he exists now, because he could very well cost Joe Biden the election. And I think his team dropped the ball when he was running in the Democratic Party. They should have had debates with him. They should have engaged with him. They should have took him serious. The man had 22% of the vote in January. He's a serious candidate. Don't act like he's some guy that don't have a chance to hurt you. You include him. You engage with him. You have debates with him. You take what he got to say seriously, and you include him when you and your people know that you're going to become the Democratic nominee. You include him, and you make it what you like to call one great big tent. And y'all come together at the Democratic National Convention. And a lot of the things that he suggests, you make that part of your platform. You be inclusive. And now you're looking at a situation where this guy can cost you the presidency. Because a lot of his supporters that are supporting him used to support you back in 2020. And that's the reason why your numbers are down across the board, and you're looking at a situation that you could become like George H.W. Bush, a one-term president. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, a couple of days ago, Robert F Kennedy announced his VP pick. It was rumors circulating that he was going to select former Green Bay Packer and current New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers, but that was not the case. He decided to select lawyer and philanthropist Nicole Shanahan. And I don't know who the hell she is, just like you don't know who the hell she is, but she's from the business world, so I guess he's looking to bring her in as a yin to his yang. He's a political figure. He's bringing in a business person as his VP pick, which is smart. So we'll just see how he perform in November of 2024. But Robert F Kennedy's got a problem, man. He's not on a lot of ballots in a lot of different states, so that's going to hurt him. But he's on enough ballots in enough states to hurt Joe Biden. And Joe Biden needs to recognize that. And if he does lose to Donald J. Trump, and after the election, we talk about the demise of Joe Biden, we write his obituary, his political obituary, this here will be one of the main reasons why he wasn't able to secure a second term as the president of the United States. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But they dropped the ball on this. Man. I got to really call Joe Biden out to the carpet, man, in this situation, man, because he and his team, which a veteran, he's a veteran too, man. They've been around this political game for a long time. They should understand that just go back in history. George H.W. Bush, just like Joe Biden, had served one term as the president of the United States, but his numbers were down, and he got primaried too by Buchanan. What was his name? Was it Joe Buchanan? He ran against George H.W. Bush. They ignored him. He got 30% of the vote in a lot of different, I think he got 30% of the Iowa caucus in that GOP process that took place back in, 1992? If I'm not mistaken, I think Buchanan got like 30% of the Iowa caucus. So he was a serious contender. H.W. Bush and his team ignored him and stuff like that. They didn't really want to take him serious. They didn't have any debates with him. And he was able to garner a lot of support. And those numbers were a telltale sign for George H.W. Bush in the general election. He ended up losing to Bill Clinton in the 1992 presidential election. And I see the same red flags. I see the same warning signs for Joe Biden, as he had a guy that was garnering a lot of support, 22% in the poll that came out in January, and they ignored him and they ain't take him seriously. Now he's running as an independent. Now Buchanan didn't do that. Now he's actually going forward and taking another step, and he's running as an independent. He's going to be a pivotal part of the 2024 presidential election, and he very well could cost Joe Biden the election. And I think we're going to all go back to the time that he did not debate Robert F. Kennedy when he could have. He did not engage with Robert F. Kennedy. He did not take him seriously. He basically ignored Robert F. Kennedy. And Robert F. Kennedy felt some type of way. He felt that it was a foregone conclusion that the Democratic Party was going to go ahead with Joe Biden. He didn't believe it was a fair process, so he left the Democratic Party. He's now running as an independent, and a lot of his support is at the expense of Joe Biden. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, they had a poll came out of the battleground states. In 6 of the 7 battleground states, Joe Biden is trailing Donald Trump. And I guarantee you that all 7 of those battleground states, that Robert F. Kennedy is on the ballot. Now, some states he is not on the ballot, but I guarantee you that the states that Joe Biden is losing to Donald J. Trump, Robert F. Kennedy is on that ballot, man. And now, like I said, they dropped the ball. They should have took him more serious. They should have not ignored him. They should have debated with him. You ain't got to have 15 debates like they be having when people be running for presidents. You ain't got to have 15 debates with him, but you could have had 2 to 3 debates with Robert F. Kennedy and the lady that was running, the author, what's her name, Mary Williamson. You could have had a debate with them. You know you're going to get the nomination. You know you got the money behind you. You got the power behind you, but you put it out there that, hey, that we are an inclusive party. We take on all challenges. We want to listen to different ideas, and we're willing to compromise and bring in everybody and come together, kumbaya and everything at the Democratic National Convention. And we'll be a strong party in unity, which we wasn't in 2016. Bernie Sanders, them people wasn't happy with Hillary Clinton. They didn't come out in big numbers for her, cost her against Donald J. Trump. Barack Obama was able to bring in Hillary Clinton's people, and look what happened with him. He was able to win. So you got to come together, man. You can't be ignoring people, dismissing people, discarding people like that, man. It could cost you. And Joe Biden has made a lot of mistakes, in my opinion. And if he does lose to Donald Trump, I'm going to do a video right after the election, and I'm going to write his obituary, his political obituary, and give you the reasons why he lost the election to Donald J. Trump. And this is one of the reasons why. This is a big reason. There's a lot of other mistakes that Joe Biden is making, in my opinion. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Like, share, subscribe to JB Sports. In this video, JBpolitics, JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.